Hi, welcome to Rolan Underground, where we talk about what's happening in the world above while in my grandparents' basement. Yes! I'm your host, the Cape Crusader, the Dark Knight, the man, the mystery, Rolan. Hi. Before we talk about this week's topic, I thought we should talk about the production strike that I was a part of while working. Basically, there's been talks late September, early October. It's just about better pay, people getting insurance, yada yada. There were t-shirts, stickers, representative to talking to everybody, saying, hey, if you come to work while we're on the strike, you know that we're on a strike, then that's called a scab. And it's like being a snitch in a Scorsese film. And then, the demands were met like the day before. So there was a lot of hype, and then it was gone. It doesn't really matter for PAs, but what are you going to do about it? Anyways, let's get into it. So the DC Fandom 2021 has recently come out, and there is so much happening. I am ecstatic. I'm a big DC fan. Always been a big DC fan. In high school I read a lot of DC comics, like animated movies, shows. They've always been killing it in fan fiction. They've always been killing it in like animation. So I was really interested in that. The new Batman trailer looks just an indie dream. It looks fantastic. I know it has a star-studded cast, but it looks like an indie masterpiece. I don't know how else to explain it. There's this and that, and there's plans. There's a Blue Beetle movie that they're planning on making that I'm super excited. Maybe we can see Ted Kord and Booster Gold and get into that. So I'm hyped for that. And then I saw the trailer for Gotham Knights, the video game, and I was really excited about that because it's showing the Bat Family, and I am a huge fan of the Bat Family. It doesn't show all of them, but it does show my boy Red Hood, and kind of like the Outlaws-esque look, which I've always liked. So I'm excited for that. But it got me thinking how well DC does animation, that I don't think we're gonna see the Bat Family come in live action, and here's the reason why. Well, one, Warner Brothers has some sort of problem making anything live action. Anybody who knows me or was even near me during 2016 has known I've been ranting ever since about how they did Zack Snyder, his universe wrong, and just that whole thing. I'm not going to get into it. There's tons of articles, how Joss Whedon shit. I'm not going to get into it. I want to get into it, but essentially what their problem is that Zack Snyder has created this voice for this universe, and it's dark, it's gritty. It was asking moral questions before Marvel was doing that. They saw that Marvel was doing really good, so they were like, maybe we should copy it, maybe we should be better, blah, 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 ruining their whole voice and image. This is kind of a bad thing to say, but to do anything, you copy first, then you see what you like and you don't like, and then you create your own voice. You don't switch. That's not how that works. It looks cheap, and you look like an idiot. Another thing that I don't think Robin will come out is that there's this misconception that Robin is gay, which I never really got. He's 12 years old. Bruce Wayne, Batman, he's like almost 30, so that's it's not really gay. That's something else, but we're not really going to get into that. Mainly it's because of the costume. I just want to explain that real quick. Dick Grayson was part of a traveling circus. He was an acrobat, gymnast, all of that. And a lot of times gymnasts wear tight clothes that aren't restricting. That's all that is. Also, he's a kid, so it's just something dumb and stupid and bright and colorful. I think there's this one comic where Batman says, "Oh, you have to earn the shadows," but it's whatever. And then, when Jason Todd got the costume, then it was just them sticking with the same costume. And then when he died, then Tim Drake got a completely new costume because he wanted to be a different person, and also he needed pants. I think DC has a big problem with is there's this father-son bond with Batman and all of the Robins, and they kind of get that. You kind of see that with maybe Titans. It's hard. It's a very tricky thing because yes, you know, like it's his adopted father. But like there is that parental and child dynamic. You know, the whole reason Batman adopted Dick Grayson was because he saw himself in Dick Grayson and he didn't want him to become this dark, traumatized person that he was. And there's a lot of that, and just trying to be a better person. I'm not gonna get too much into this because I have too much to say. So let's just continue. Let's just keep going. Warner Brothers has a problem of blending Robins, and it confuses audience that aren't familiar with comics. I like to think of Batman and Robin the movie, where Dick Grayson does not seem like Dick Grayson at all, in my opinion. It was just weird. I don't know. Each Robin has a distinct personality. Dick Grayson is, you know, this kind of golden boy, you know, he's the oldest. Jason Todd, of course, is a rebellious one. He also kills, which is something with the Red Hood and that whole thing. Tim Drake is, you know, kind of a night owl. He's like the detective. Damian Wayne is a brat. He's very arrogant, and he's the biological son of Bruce Wayne, which would be really interesting to see. There's also Stephanie Brown. No one really talks about her, but she was Robin for a little bit. Listen, all I'm saying is it would be a perfect opportunity to see like something cute and light, and you know, like maybe it's like Dick, Jason, and Tim. Maybe something like the Batgirls. Of course, Cassandra Cain. Actually, let me get back to Cassandra Cain. But just having them, you know, maybe eat some of Alfred's cooking. There's this brother rivalry, blah blah blah. And then you meet Damian Wayne for the first time, so you already see the dynamic, and then you see the reaction of Damian Wayne. That would be a great way to start the Bat Family movie, in my opinion. But what are you gonna do? Cassandra Cain, that is another perfect member of the Bat Family that they got really done wrong. Like, don't get me wrong, the Birds of Prey movie, Cassandra Cain that's in it, that's a great character, but that's not Cassandra Cain. Cassandra Cain's a total badass ninja master, and that wasn't her. There's also The Signal, Duke Thomas. He's kind of a newer character. He'd be awesome to show. That would also be another great thing. There's actually this online comic about the Bat Family where it sees like Duke Thomas moving in with the Bat Family and interacting with that, and that's very realistic and seeing the dynamic of the brothers. And there's talks of maybe doing a live action, but it's not going to come off as sweet. I already know. It's just not going to be the same. You're not going to have those cute moments, or you are going to have those cute moments and they pour too much sugar into it, and the dialogue is going to be cheap, and it's not going to be good, or you're not going to see enough of this or that. And dealing with a lot of characters at once is difficult for most people, for most writers. There's too many personalities to deal with. There's too much going on. So I wouldn't be surprised if they shut this idea down completely, which I don't want. I want this to happen. Or it just comes off either too complex or too cheap. And it's sad to say, but that's just how it's going to go. There's also tons of other problems with Robin coming on screen, apparently, but I don't know where I was going with this. I'm too passionate about this. I have way too much to say about this, and it's hard to keep this under the 10-minute mark. But yeah, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you next week. Please follow.